Showtime cancels boxing. Is Spence versus Crawford 2 D.O.A. What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Cardinal Red Sports. Let's talk about it. Alright, y'all. So, the rumors are flying about that Showtime is canceling boxing at the end of this year. Basically, in 2 months, Showtime will be done with the sport of boxing as far as broadcasting it. So, the new question now I have for the boxing community is, will we still get a Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford rematch? I want to break that down for anybody listening.
Many people have now asked me the question, since we got the announcement today that Showtime is now exiting the sport of boxing in December. Many people questioned, as I told you guys, Showtime didn't have much interest in the rematch.
Alright, y'all. So, man, rumors are flying everywhere. Rumors are flying that Showtime is done with boxing. Rumors are flying that Spence versus Crawford 2 is dead on arrival. Rumors are flying that Canelo Alvarez, his contract is voided now with the PBC. And I just want to clear up a few rumors for anybody out there. So, are these fights D.O.A. basically? Since Showtime was the ones putting up the money, are we still going to get like the Canelo fights, the possible Canelo, I believe it was Benavidez fight, the Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford rematch? What's going to happen with Gervonta Davis and his next fight? All these big questions, because PBC and Showtime had this partnership and Showtime was the one putting up the money. Not only that, if y'all remember, Boots Ennis is actually signed directly to Showtime. So I'm not sure what's going on with Boots Ennis at this point either. But to my understanding, I don't think that just because Showtime left boxing that the contract between Spence and Crawford is voided. Because I believe that the contract is not actually between Spence Crawford and Showtime. It's actually between Spence Crawford and PBC.
And oftentimes what you see in the sport is that people speak and don't really have all the information.
Now, you remember, Spence is actually signed with PBC. I think Crawford signed like a 2-fight deal with PBC. He's not completely signed with the PBC, but he signed some sort of promotional deal, I believe, with the PBC. So, since Showtime isn't putting up the money anymore, I'm hearing people say that the contract is now void, and any contract that PBC had with Canelo is now voided, and Gervonta Davis's contract is now voided because he had some type of deal between him and Mayweather and Showtime. And I don't believe that. I believe that all of these contracts actually go through PBC, and PBC actually has the television deal with Showtime.
You're running in place.
So if PBC or Showtime voids that contract, it doesn't mean that they don't still have these other contracts in place with these fighters, with these specific fighters like Canelo and Earl and Terence and Gervonta. And I'm not sure about Boots, because I believe that Boots was directly signed with Showtime, so he might have already went back to being an independent. Perhaps he'll go and sign with the PBC now. Anything's possible at this point.
Can you feel the tension in the air right now?
Now, I'm hearing that PBC is going to be announcing their new deal here in the next few days. So stick around for that when that news finally comes out. But to me, this is what's going to happen. Showtime's going to void their contract with the PBC. Whatever fights they had remaining under that will most likely be voided. Like I told y'all the other day, the only way that they can get out of not paying is if they void the contract and they go completely out of the boxing business. Now, what's going to happen is all of these fights are still going to be contractually obligated under the PBC. because PBC's not going out of business. Showtime's going out of the boxing business.
That's cool and all that, but you know, I had done that for a minute, but my boxing skills is what had brought me from the ground floor.
What's going to happen is whoever picks up the television rights for the PBC will most likely get those contracts. They'll most likely televise the Canelo fight. They'll most likely televise the Spence and Crawford rematch. They'll most likely be televising Gervonta Davis's fights. So whoever picks up that television contract, they're going to get those fights. This is the reason why they're not going to do it this year, because Showtime doesn't want to pick up another bill for another Spence and Crawford rematch or another Canelo fight or another Gervonta Davis fight before the end of the year. They want to get this year over with, get whatever fights are left under their contract over with, and then PBC can go ahead and move along with whatever TV deal that they pick up, or whether that's Fox coming back into the picture. I'm hearing ABC might be in the picture. I'm hearing Amazon TV might be in the picture. It's a lot of things, a lot of moving parts. And I heard another boxing promotional company, forgot the name of them, but they picked up a deal with ABC. So ABC is going to be getting into the boxing business as of 2024. Now, when it comes to what's going to happen with the Spence and Crawford fight specifically, I believe this. Either PBC can foot the bill for that rematch, like they can pay to have it televised on, pay-per-view, and they'll just split the money between themselves. Like, they're going to have to pick up the bill for broadcasting it. They might have to broadcast through an independent television company until they get their new deal, or they can sell the rights to it to another TV company and not have to put up so much upfront money to actually make these fights. So it's either going to happen one way or another, and if they already got a deal in place with another company, most likely that new company is going to be the one actually putting the Spence versus Crawford rematch on. It's not done yet. I know a lot of people saying that rematch is done, it's voided, the contract is voided. No, the contract, once again, is not between Showtime, Terence Crawford, and Errol Spence. It's actually between PBC, Terence Crawford, and Errol Spence. So PBC still holds the rights to that rematch, the Canelo fights, the Gervonta Davis fights. Now, if Showtime doesn't decide to shut it completely down at the end of this year, they might still televise that fight, and they might, go ahead and do the rest of the actual fights that are contracted to them and then go out of business. We just have to see what is going to play out over the next few days.
If I want something, I go into the future in my brain, which is powerful, and I visualize exactly what I want. So I'm there. And then I eliminate every single thing that I think could happen, which I call art detecting. I try to get the people around me to think about the same exact vision. Then it becomes a tangible reality, and I know that to be a fact because it's happened.
Y'all let me know what y'all think about all that down in the comment section below. That like button for me, share. Subscribe. Holler at me on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. But you're more than likely to get a response on the tube, so holler at me over there. If you want to collab or feature a product or your... If you want to collab or feature a product or your channel on my channel, feel free to hit my Gmail, because it is a flock of cards at Gmail. Because it is a flock of cards at Gmail. And we are...
I got a plan, better yet a blueprint, 100,000 CDs, trying to start a movement. Mama told me pray about it, you can do it. Daddy told me they won't give you shit, you gotta prove it. So I'm back with my true shit, me against you like a bat against a toothpick. But yet I'm still on my cool shit, calming niggas down when they wanna pop a few clips and leave your brains on your collarbone. Hey, your ass all gone like Carter Holmes. If you're feeling like I'm fly, you are not alone. but you a bitch, get your runway model on. I'm fly. You ain't never heard a track this clean, this clean. You ain't never heard a flow this mean, this mean. You ain't never seen a nigga this high, I'm high. You ain't never seen a nigga this fly, fly, fly than a set of wings. I'm fly, fly than you ever seen. I'm fly, fly than them other guys. I'm fly, flyest motherfucker alive. Show a player love when I approach her. Bang on tracks, keep my mic in a holster. Your boy ain't missing, but his face on posters. A young, fresh nigga, bad as fly as a vulture. I stay around dead guys, try and make my bread rise. Potent marijuana, give me red eyes. And I ain't lying, you can smell it on me. I ain't let the bouncer hit it, so he telling on me. Nigga, run along and tell your homies. I don't even know your homie, I can tell you phony. My guest list keeps some felons on it. It's like my lid got helicopter propellers on it. I'm fly. You ain't never heard a track this clean, this clean. You ain't never heard a flow this mean, this mean. You ain't never seen a nigga this high, I'm high. You ain't never seen a nigga this fly, fly, fly than a set of wings. I'm fly, fly than you ever seen.